All right. Well, then, Karissa, can we please have a spooky Christmas-themed prompt?
Very specific.
Punish.
Oh, perfect. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I mean, was watching this a punishment? Some might argue that.
For some, maybe. For those who were naughty.
People in this movie definitely got punished. I think my eyeballs got punished at times. Definitely hard to watch. Decided I would multitask. Definitely a movie where I wanted to do something else while I watched it.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious if you finished it, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Ho, ho, ho! This is the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Ho, ho, ho.
And we are kicking off the War on Christmas. The War on Christmas. That's right. In case you missed our promo last week, we are not just doing any TV shows or movies for the month of December. We are doing 4 action or horror Christmas movies.
That's right.
To please or punish your eyeballs, as this one may kick things off with.
Definitely the latter.
Yes. And we're kicking things off with Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes.
Oh.
And welcoming me back, Karissa,
Hey, what's up, everyone?
who's sitting next to me.
Welcome back.
I am. I'm sitting in a room, and CJ is next to me. And sadly, Ken is not in this room with us.
I'm not. Yeah.
The only way it could get better is if you were here, Ken.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I'm so far away.
Sitting
so
next
far.
to my sister-in-law.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh wow!
Wow.
I forgot that this is the first time I've been here since we're officially in-laws.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I forgot I
Are
haven't
you-
spoken to you since the wedding. How'd
Yeah.
everything go?
It went great. Everything went off without a hitch.
Agreed.
I think. CJ.
But you got hitched.
We
so
did
that's
get
good.
hitched, yes.
That's
Not
right.
not me and CJ.
There was
me
one
and, me
hitch.
and Eric. CJ, I don't think CJ cried. I didn't see CJ cry
Oh
once.
man, was it close?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you had a videographer, for sure you would have seen my lip like quivering the entire time.
Sure. I spoke
Real
with
close.
I spoke with my sister after the ceremony. I just had my maid of honor, and Eric had his best man, and my sister reported that she couldn't even look at you.
Yeah.
She was like, I knew if I looked at CJ, I would lose it. But she was losing it
Yep,
already.
yeah, she was
so,
crying, yeah.
but no, it all went really well, and I was so happy to be in a room with all of my loved ones, and I am equally happy that it is over.
Yeah. Need
Yes.
a little vacay after all that.
Yes, I do. I now also understand why people go on a honeymoon right away,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't. But then everyone was still in town, and they're like, "Well, we're in town, and
Oh.
you're in town," and we're like, "No,
No, go away."
No, the party was the wedding was the thing, and now
We're done.
Don't,
Time to leave now.
Please,
Yeah.
please never speak to me again. But no, thank you for asking. It was really lovely, and I'm officially a part of the Weimer family.
Woo!
Which-
You took the last name?
Yeah, should
I
not have
did.
chosen the last name.
I did. Well, I just, I don't really have a connection to my name, and we talked about maybe changing our name to something totally different, a third option.
That'd be fun.
I think it would be fun too. There's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time. Maybe we'll do that.
It angers me that knowing in somewhere in our family lineage, our last name could have been Bossman. That is a legitimate
What?
name in our family tree, the Bossmans.
I really would love to adopt that name.
It's like, why do I have this one and I'm not Mr. Bossman?
Mr. Bossman.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Just change
you're-
it to that.
You're just
Okay.
one letter away from the male appendage, and yet you could have been boss man.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Well, I even recommended, I said we could still spell it the same, but tell people that we pronounce it differently. So that we're not really changing it, but we are avoiding any upsetting mispronunciations.
Schoolyard nicknames.
Yes.
that-
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, childhood
exactly.
was great. We had a great time.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Did not get bullied at all.
Definitely.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I heard Ken has also joined the ranks of those among us who are engaged to be married. Congratulations,
Yes.
Ken.
Thank you. I am
very
subscribing
exciting.
to the marriage.
He has a
thing.
fiancé, as we learned.
Fiancé.
There's an extra E.
There's an extra
Wait,
E. Did you
what?
know that?
What?
Most of the people I've spoken to did not know this, but yeah. So I am Meg's fiance, spelled normally with just then one E with a tilde.
Sure.
And then Meg is my fiance, said the same way, but with an extra random E at the end of it. I don't
No,
know.
that's made up. That can't be real.
I don't know. My mom called me out on it. She's like, you need to change your Facebook post. I'm like,
Classic. I love that. I know. Congratulations. No, I love you, my son.
Hey, idiot! You misspelled it.
Just
Right,
hey,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
dummy. You spelled fiance wrong.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
It's fiancé.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we're looking at venues. Things are in motion. So
Damn.
That's exciting. Yeah,
Hitting the ground running.
I received a text message from Meg, and it was just a photo. And before I even opened the photo, I knew what it was. And then I looked at Eric and I said, "I just received a photo from Meg," and he said, "They're engaged." I said, "I believe so as well, but let's open the message and find out."
That was, same here. Ken and I were already texting, so I already had like my phone in my hand. And I just got the text before the picture that said, "Oh, and I have news." And immediately I'm like, they got engaged.
obviously, yeah, right.
What was it like, Ken? Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
it?
I haven't heard the story. I keep meaning to ask you.
Oh yeah. So we didn't do anything too special or crazy, but I mean it was obviously special. But I made her dinner, and then afterwards we were cuddling up by the fire, and I was saying some really nice things, and she was squinted at me and said, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I pulled out the ring and said, "I want you to marry me," and that was
Set you up perfectly.
it. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Worked out
Great
great.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the
good.
two of you. Doesn't have to be in public.
No.
Nothing extravagant.
No.
Yeah, she didn't really want anything public or anything.
I don't
like
No.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely
The
not.
more I like talk to people, like that sounds bad.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And it shouldn't be like, I mean, there can be a surprise element, but if you're surprised that someone is proposing to you, not good.
Yes.
Not good.
You could
Right.
be surprised that it's happening at that exact
Yes.
time and day, but
Yes.
yeah, if you have not already
Yes.
established in the relationship
Yeah,
that this
that's
is
a
something you both
conversation
want to
you
pursue,
probably should have had at
Yes.
this point.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
that's quite a big gamble to
Yeah.
just spring it on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be a little too early if you're at that point. So,
I agree with that. Yes.
Good work.
but yeah, thanks.
Quick follow-up. What'd you make for dinner?
Oh, it was something special. It was burgers and fries.
Hell yeah.
That is special.
Love burger and fries.
It takes a really special cook to really
Yes.
nail burgers and fries. Do you make your fries from scratch?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. We've been
Sure
trying
don't.
to
Don't
nail
have any sort of fryer or anything, so
Yeah.
that'd be tough.
We've been trying to nail oven fries much harder than you might think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get on I want the home style fries, just the little nuggets of potatoes in a cast
Oh,
iron.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do that.
Ooh, if we start talking potatoes, I could go down a whole rabbit hole.
Favorite kind of potato?
French fry?
Yes. Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Well, to
Obviously.
make French fries, you have to chop up some potatoes, and I
Here
think
it
our
is.
main character did some pretty big chopping in this movie.
Oh, I was waiting for it.
So we'll talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night, and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
He's a pro.
Great work.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent night. Deadly night.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, kicking off the War on Christmas month with Silent Night, Deadly Night. The War on Christmas. Jesus.
Oh, wow.
God.
How many more times do we think?
A lot.
I don't know.
As many as possible, please.
Karissa, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's never heard or seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is probably a lot of people, what it is all about.
Ready? Go!
Oh my gosh. Oh God. Okay. Somehow I forget that this is coming every time. Okay. So small boy watches Santa kill his parents. Spoilers. Then he goes to an orphanage where he is taught that punishment is good. Those two things combined lead him to adulthood, where he not only believes that he personally needs to punish everyone who has ever been naughty, but he does so in a Santa costume.
1.
Hilarity ensues.
No. Absolutely not.
No, not quite.
No.
I would say this
Yeah.
is maybe the least funny movie I've ever seen.
God.
Yeah. I mean, there's some funny parts. There's some funny parts.
Name one.
Elaborate, please.
The stockroom montage when he first starts working at the toy shop. With
Oh, okay,
the
that's fair.
music.
Okay,
You're right.
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
that
fair.
was a
Then that's-
surprise
and that's-
montage. Yeah. Very
And that is it.
upbeat, cheery music all of a
Yes.
sudden.
Yep.
Okay, right off the bat, my notes.
Okay.
Since you mentioned it in your summary, he's raised in this orphanage that is run by nuns. There we meet a nun named Mother Superior.
Mother Superior.
So
yes.
already, just by name alone, very high status person who quotes when the kid gets in trouble, "Punishment is necessary. Punishment is good."
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, that's what I learned at school
I was
as
like,
a child.
how did you know
Right.
that's what I say to myself every
Yeah,
morning?
exactly. Yeah.
My mantra when I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
Just sitting there in the corner, curled up, rocking back and
Yeah.
forth. Punishment is necessary.
Punishment is
Punishment is good.
Well, something that I didn't include in the recap is the very first interaction in the film is this boy talking to his grandfather, who presumably is pretending to
Be comatose.
be
essentially?
comatose.
Right.
But then he is left alone with the boy, and he turns and speaks to the boy and says that Santa is going to punish him.
Which, first of all, why would you leave that boy alone with
Yes,
him?
yes.
They needed to go talk and fill out some paperwork and okay, you stay here with this grandpa that is very creepy and not talking
Yes.
to
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah,
God,
and also the
awful.
child is like, "Mommy, Daddy, I don't like Grandpa. I'm scared of him. Please take me with you." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Shut up, idiot! Stay with this old man." And I there's really no payoff for that interaction throughout, except that it adds a new layer to ultimately what he becomes, which is, but Grandpa said that Santa punishes people who are naughty.
Yeah.
It's not just that he rewards good kids, it's that he actively punishes those children who have even been naughty one time.
Yeah.
All it takes is one time.
Not just Cole. You're getting fully killed. Or
You are
punished.
being murdered, yes.
Yeah, massacred.
Yes.
I have a question. So after that interaction with the grandpa, they're driving home, and then there's some maniac in a Santa Claus costume who
Yes.
then murders his parents.
Violently.
Violently, and he watches.
And he watches. Who was that? Was that the grandpa? That wasn't the grandpa, right?
No. That
No,
we
who was
know
that?
nothing about this character as far as I can tell, and we
Okay.
learn nothing else.
Oh, except that he held up that gas
gas
station
station, yeah.
attendant.
Right.
Okay, so this is just a man who is robbing gas stations in a Santa costume
Yeah.
because it's less conspicuous on Christmas Eve.
And then only
Right.
gets $31, I think it was.
Yes.
And these
After shooting the man,
yes.
he collects
After murdering
$30
somebody.
from the register, and
And then he completely changes his MO and then
Yes.
stops a car and kills the mom.
Yes.
Too, which, by the way, there's a couple trigger warnings in this movie.
yes,
That was
yes.
the point that Meg said, "I'm out.
Yeah.
No more."
Yeah. As she should.
Yes, I do think we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is all of the egregious nudity in this film. Yeah, I have seen this before, if you can believe it. And the first, I didn't really remember the story at all. I just remembered feeling really gross. And I was like, maybe this is a gross, gory movie. And that's why I have that memory of being grossed out. And then upon rewatch, it occurred to me that, oh no, this is just porn. This is just an erotic thriller.
It's like
I forgot that too.
Yeah, and that
otherwise I
kind of-
wouldn't have suggested it.
Yeah, it's definitely an erotic thriller. But if you know that going in and you have some context about what that means, sure, you can look past it a little bit. But yes, there is some egregious nudity and sexual violence in this film.
yeah. It's I'm glad we're coming to this realization after having watched the movie.
I mean,
Putting
that's
me
what you
through
have
this.
to do to have that realization.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
But both of you have seen it before. Ken, you showed off right before we started recording that you
Yeah,
have
I
a
regret-
framed poster.
Yeah, I bought that before I rewatching it as well. And now I regret having it, but
Yeah.
it has to be up for at least one season so that I can justify the $5 I spent on it. But
Yes.
That is the
not
pro.
great.
It was only $5. That is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
The whole reason I wanted to do this, because I remember, Karissa, you and I talking about
Mm-hmm.
having seen this maybe a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe that would be a good one to talk about on the podcast, because we had, talked about it before.
Yeah.
I should have probably gone back through our text about it, because I'm sure at the time we were like, this is awful.
Yes, I'm
And-
sure at the time we were like, please never allow me to watch this movie ever again. But here we are. But despite
Here
all of
we
that, it's bad for other reasons too. It's not just bad because of that. And I want to get into those other parts too. But I do
Yes.
think it's important up top to just address it.
Yeah.
Just
Ugh.
there are lots of boobs in this movie.
Lots of boobs.
Lots.
But there's also a lot of cool kills
Yes.
that we'll get to later
Some fun
on.
ones. Okay, so the parents getting murdered happen, what would you say, 8 minutes into the movie, if that?
Immediately.
Early on.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we cut to, we get like a year date on the screen that some time has elapsed. We see him at the orphanage. He's still a little boy. Constant flashbacks to his parents being murdered.
Yes.
Then we flash forward to, this dude's now a hunky teenager, and we get this weird montage.
Real hunky.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
shop owner is like, well, I can't hire a boy. I need a man because it's in the storage room. He's got to lift heavy
This
things.
part's pretty funny.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, funny you should say that. Pan over to hunky guy who's very jacked and can lift heavy things. Hear more about, it's the Christmas season. Santa, he's getting legitimately triggered and flashing back again to these murders.
Yes.
We're on to be like, hey, movie, that just happened 5 minutes
Yes.
ago. You
Yes.
don't need to flash back to it. We just saw it.
I
Well,
mean,
what
it's
you
not
don't-
for the audience's benefit. It's to show that he's still, dealing with that.
It was too many times.
What you don't understand, CJ, is that this movie is 1 hour and 24 minutes long,
Yeah.
and they have to fill as much of that with flashbacks as they can. I think it's really funny that first, none of the actors look like the same person. Small child to
I was
larger
legitimately
child,
confused
and then
that it was the same boy or not.
yeah,
I was
and then
like,
hunky
wait,
teen. They look totally different.
who's this kid with a mullet all
yes,
of a sudden?
yes.
I don't know who that
Oh,
is.
that was a grade A mullet. I have to say. Actually,
Yeah.
I think the mullet was the highlight
For the
of
70s,
film.
yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, none of them look alike. None of the actors look alike. But this movie spans this child's entire life.
Yeah.
And I promised Eric that I would share with you both the joke that I told when we were watching it last night, which was, what is this, boyhood? Thank you. Thank
If only,
you.
yeah. Oh, God, if this movie was any longer.
Yeah, it was the longest hour and 24, I think 24 minutes of my life. But there was something else that I wanted to talk about.
How much of a hunk he is?
Well, I mean, that's aside. That's besides the point.
Those golden curls. on his
Yes.
head.
That's the one benefit.
Yes. Like, ooh, who is this?
Yeah, I did gasp aloud when I saw him. I was like, oh, damn.
Well, they really make a
my.
meal of it. They
Yeah.
slow pan over to him. It's like
He
a
is
big
a full
reveal.
meal. That's right. CJ.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh,
Yum, yum, yum.
I'm remembering what I wanted to say, and the reason that I couldn't think of it is because I've blacked it out. And so
As
I'm
one should.
watching this, and I'm realizing that I'm very scared. Like I am afraid, and I think what I realized, I was having a recovered memory of a children's book that my grandma had when I was a kid, and this book was called Santa's Twin. I think. But it's about an evil Santa.
Krampus?
No.
Ooh.
It's about an evil Santa, and I remember it's like a picture book, and my grandma had it like on her coffee table when I was a kid. And what you have to understand is that there twins run in my family, so this was like a funny haha book to have on the table, but I was really afraid of it. And I'm just realizing that maybe I think I'm afraid of Santa Claus. I know.
Ooh.
You're this kid
I
whose
know.
name I can't remember.
I didn't commit any of it to memory. Yeah. Also, as a kid, my mom and my dad, one Christmas, they left like a Santa glove on the floor as if when Santa was there, he had dropped it. And even like now thinking back, I wasn't like excited about that. I was horrified. I was like, that man was in my house.
Right,
Some man.
yeah.
That man was
intruder.
in my house, and I thought maybe there was a chance that he wasn't real and wasn't actually here. But now I have proof and he was here. And
God.
so I think
That's
that
too
like
much.
I really think that I've held on to that fear and repressed it, and then when I watched this movie it all came out again.
That's even scarier because he might come back for that glove. Like he needs that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Well,
get cold.
yeah, as a kid, part of the whole gig was my mom was like, let's write Santa a letter and we can mail it back to him. And my sister and I were like, oh, that's great. So we wrote him a letter, which I think was just pictures that we drew because we couldn't write. And but then like 5 years later, we found it. She never mailed it. And then I found out that Santa wasn't real. We had to have a talk.
Ooh, yeah. Can we go around and
Yeah.
tell the stories of how we found out that
Yeah.
Santa wasn't real?
Well,
Do you remember?
There's mine.
Mine was I found out the Easter Bunny wasn't real, and then I just drew the connection.
Yeah. The
That
dominoes.
opened it wide open.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dominoes fell from there. CJ?
Mine was catching my dad putting presents under the tree.
Well, yeah.
Sneaking down either late at night or early in the morning.
Yeah.
Being
that's
the
tough.
classic Christmas movie move where the kid is hanging out on the staircase, like
Yep.
peeking through the banister. Yep. Got him.
Got him. Well, it was so weird when I was a kid because Santa's handwriting looked different at Dad's house than it did at Mom's house.
Huh.
That was so weird.
Interesting.
I couldn't put the pieces together. I was just
Well,
like,
he
wow.
was an older gentleman, so
Yeah.
handwriting
One
changed.
was shaky.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Santa.
But yeah, that didn't do it. Although I'm remembering now. See, I've repressed all of these memories. I'm remembering now that I was really afraid of the tooth fairy. And when I lost
see
my
that.
first tooth, I like stayed up all night. I couldn't fall asleep because I was afraid of the fairy coming into my room. And my poor mom, she was probably like, God damn it. Like, what, stupid kid won't even sleep to get money from the tooth fairy. But I was really afraid.
Tooth
And
fairy's
I didn't get any
scary.
money. Yeah,
Like the
I
tooth
was too
fairy's
afraid.
going after your teeth. You got a bunch left in your mouth.
Yeah.
Right
I know.
there.
That's a stopper there.
I know.
Right.
This magical creature is coming to collect bones from little children.
Yeah, definitely not scary at all.
Yeah.
Definitely very normal.
Oh, guys, I gotta go get a cavity filled. Speaking of that, I'm so
Oh,
mad.
really?
Dang.
Yeah.
Is this your first one?
No, I haven't had one in maybe a decade though. So that's what really gets me. I'm so good. I'm a good boy. I'm not supposed to get cavities.
I had my very
never
first
had one.
cavity last year. You've never had one?
Never had one.
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly.
Wow. I had my very first one, and I always thought that. Now, mine probably wasn't that bad, but I couldn't feel it. And they were like, oh, you have a cavity. And they said, do you have any pain? I said, no.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why, I expected the filling of the cavity to be really painful. Nope.
It's fine.
It took 5 minutes, and
Just
they
a
were
little
like, all
uncomfortable.
right, see ya. And I was like, do I have to do anything? And they're like, no,
Nope.
you're good.
That's it.
Okay.
Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's just a pain of like I went for a checkup and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to come back to get that filled." I'm like, but I was just here. I don't want to have to come back. I see you twice a year. That's it.
Yep. Okay, I want to get us back on topic. I want to get back
right.
to the movie because it also reminded me of another very scary movie called A Christmas Story. Are you guys recapping A Christmas Story this holiday season?
We are
did it
not.
last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That movie is so scary to me. I hate it. It's my least. That's the scariest movie of all. And
Why?
I love horror movies, and that is the scariest movie. I don't know. I think the
there's a
bullying
couple
is scary.
things.
The bully.
Santa's scary.
Yeah,
too.
Santa
Yes.
is very scary, and
Oh,
Yes.
whoa.
Yeah.
yes,
I'm
and
glad
I
somebody did the impression.
yeah, I was seeing some like some of that come out in this performance as well, when ultimately at the end of the film, our main character, whose name none of us know,
Billy, of course.
Billy is asked to dress as Santa, and because Santa was in an accident or something, the person that was supposed to be Santa was in an accident, and they're like, yeah, let's tap the kid whose parents were brutally murdered by a man in Santa costume to be Santa, and no one thinks anything of it. But he's like really not good with these kids. He's like, shut up, kid.
Yeah.
Shut up, kid. You deserve to be punished.
Yeah. He was like, do you want me to punish you?
And then the people watching him are like, oh, he's so good with the children.
He's so
Because the kid
good.
shuts
What are you
up.
looking at?
I think that's what... I think the kid was in distress, and then him going like, stop it.
Yeah.
And they do stop, wiggling around and crying.
Yes.
So like, oh, they got him to stop. It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah. How do you think you got him to stop?
Now I'm not even remembering how he goes from being with the kids to violently murdering people. What was
It's
the
alcohol, I think.
okay.
Yeah, it's alcohol.
He's sober until that night.
Oh, that's
And then
right.
Yeah.
His like sexual interest.
That's
who
right.
He has like sexy dreams about.
That's right.
Is again has someone attempt to her, and then
Yep.
he stops it as like the hero of this movie that he is.
Sure.
He stops it, but then doesn't stop after that. And
No.
He just keeps going.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole town, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, strangles the guy, which deserved, but then
Can we talk about
cuts
how
her
this
open.
strangulation thing happened? Or was this later when he strangles them with he ties the Christmas lights around his neck and then
and lifts
somehow
up a human
One-handed.
man
Yes.
with one hand.
this man has super strength now.
He's
somehow
so fucking hunky.
Yeah,
he's
jacked.
such a hunk that he can hoist this large adult man up by his neck with one arm off the ground and kill him. And
Yeah.
also, that man walked away with blood on him. I'm not sure where the blood came from.
The Billy? Or?
No, the man
Oh.
that was murdered.
Oh.
He was strangled, but then he was covered in blood.
Oh, yeah. His neck bled
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit, but yeah,
Okay,
not
sure.
enough to like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, continuity.
Oh man.
Yeah. I wouldn't identify the continuity issues as my biggest issues in this movie.
No. It's so funny
of many.
because I just watched this yesterday and I'm already forgetting like all of the things that happened.
Yeah,
Like that's
I'll
how
be
bad
honest,
it
He
is.
just goes on a killing spree the
Yes.
rest of the movie. There's
Right.
not really much else to it.
There's no
Yes.
plot at that
Yeah.
point. He's just
No.
going around killing people.
Yeah.
At one point, he runs out of people in the toy store.
Yep.
Yes.
He just
kills them
goes
all.
out into the town, kills some sledders, which is a cool kill. He
Yes.
decapitates someone as their
Yes,
That's
That's a good-
okay.
that's a good
Ken,
one.
that's another note I have down because probably the best quote of the movie was these bullies who are probably 18, 19
40.
years old.
These are 40-year-old men.
bullying a kid to get his sled. It's
Yes.
like no teenager is being like, I want your sled.
No. And also, can we talk about this scene? Oh my gosh. They are on flat ground.
Yeah, it's barely a hill.
There is
Yeah.
no hill. There's no hill. And you know that there's no hill because the scene is like them being like, here we go, about to go down the hill. And then it cuts to a new scene where they're like, I'm at the bottom of the hill now.
Yeah.
And it's just clearly like a couple feet to the left. And
They needed their own help to like push themselves to get momentum.
I don't understand. Like, there has to be a hill somewhere. There has to be.
I just thought I was
I
like,
don't
no
know.
teenager is doing, and they were so excited.
Yes.
They were so.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
first kid goes down and goes, woo! And it's like maybe going 2 miles an hour.
He's using his hands to propel himself
him.
forward.
So the bullies this kid into, and the main bully says, the kid's giving him an attitude. It's like, I don't want to give you my sled. I don't want to turn out like you. And the bully says, do you want to take that back? Fuck face.
That's
Got him.
good. Got him. And they were like, no, and they run away.
Yeah.
And the bullies were like, yes,
Yeah,
we got the
slugs him in the
sleds.
stomach, and then and then Ken, do you want to take the kill scene?
Yeah, let's hear it, Ken.
So yeah, he's sledding down the hill, and Billy hops out with, I'm pretty sure, the same axe,
Yep.
and just pops that head right off.
Yep.
Just a real quick decapitation.
Yep.
Yep.
No big deal.
was
Nice
great.
and clean. Yep.
Great movie scene of then the body still sledding down the hill and reaches his
I
friend.
did like that. I did like that.
And then, but now they bring up continuity blood issues.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the head is next to the body.
Yep.
It's like,
well,
wait,
it rolled down the
It
hill.
rolled down the hill. Yeah,
Oh, this
the
is
super
such steep hill. I
The
forgot
hill.
about that.
Yeah, the hill. Now that we're getting into it, I'm remembering some other hilarious kill scenes that I need to bring up. First, okay, so near the end of the film, they know that Billy in his Santa costume on his killing spree is headed back toward the orphanage, presumably to punish the people who have punished him.
I was hoping he would kill Mother
Superior, yeah.
I was like, oh, please get to her.
Yes.
Please at least off her, and then the movie could end.
Yes. So there's this police officer, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go protect everyone at the orphanage. This cop sees a man dressed as Santa. Mind you, this is Christmas Eve. They're expecting a Santa Claus here. We all know that they're expecting Santa Claus. This man, he sees a man dressed as Santa in a schoolyard full of children. Opens fire. Just starts shooting.
Yep.
Shooting right into that field of children. Kills Santa, who is not Billy. He's actually Santa. Shh. He's actually Santa.
What?
I know. And then it happens a second time where a police officer shoots into a room full of school children who are also orphans, by the way.
Yeah.
Loved that. Loved that.
Are you referring to like Billy being killed at the end of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it pans over to who shot him. And man, the smoke on that gun.
The stance.
It was billowing.
Yes. All of it. Really impeccable.
I've heard of the smoking gun, but give me a break. There's
Give
too
me
much
a break.
smoke.
I want to back up just a little bit because we skipped over another scene that definitely was just to pad out the movie. But there's
majority of
two
the scene?
kids.
Yeah. The whole film?
Yeah. There's two kids hooking up on a pool table. I think
So
they're
comfy.
watching.
I can't believe
Yeah,
I
so
forgot about
comfy.
this.
Yes. More sex, of course.
Of course.
Wasn't enough sex up to this point, clearly. And the woman is Leanna Quigley. I don't know if either of you know her. She's a scream queen. And I think in her contract, in every movie, she has to be topless.
Oh,
Seems
of
like
course.
it, at least.
Of course, yeah.
So anyway, one of the coolest kills is Billy breaks in and eventually and starts killing people. But
forgot about
he
this.
picks her up, and there is a mounted deer antlers on the wall. Picks her up and impales her onto it, and she just dies like hanging there on the antlers. And that's probably the coolest and most memorable kill
That's
in
a
this
pretty
movie,
good one.
for me
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Saw it coming from a mile away, but
Yes.
it was a cool kill.
Yes. That was the one scene where there were some like practical effects, and I was really into I was into the gore. Mostly we're getting boobs and blood in this movie. So to have a little bit of gore was fun too.
Yeah, you see the like stretching of the skin as
Yep.
the antlers like slowly make their way and pierce through. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Brutal.
did Billy find these people?
Yes, I was going to ask that, Ken.
I think he
Pretty sure
literally
he's just walking around town.
Yeah,
just saw
I'm pretty
his door
sure.
was open or something. I don't know.
And anyone
I smell sex in here.
Yes, I think that's it. I think that he's like
That's it.
anyone who is having sex needs to be punished.
Because the nun,
Yes.
makes a point of that early on when he was a
That's
kid.
right, because of course
That's
he
it,
also
yeah.
witnesses someone in the orphanage like really getting it on. He watches for a long time.
Yep, through the keyhole.
Through the
That little
keyhole.
perv.
Yes, but Mother Superior asks him. She says, "Do you know what they were doing?" And he says, "No, Mother Superior." And she says, "Good." I was like, "That's it. I trust you,
it.
Billy."
I won't explain anything else.
Yeah.
No,
Go away.
not a learning moment.
No.
Just bad.
The toy store. I just want to say one more thing about the toy store. It's so spooky because it's a storefront and it's all glass in the storefront, but it's painted with like window markers for like the holiday season. And so you can't see out the windows. And I think that's really like, oh, it's so spooky too because you can't see in and you can't see out. It was giving me like, I always get the mist and the fog mixed up. Which one am I thinking of, Ken?
The mist is the one in the shopping mall?
Yes.
Yes.
Where you can't see out because the fog is, you get
Yes, yeah.
it. Yeah. Maybe that's why I was feeling scared of it because actually I'm afraid of that other movie.
The Mist?
Yes. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh,
That's
Ken?
one we should cover. Although
You should cover
I
it.
think everyone's going to deal with depression.
Everyone
more
would
severely
hate
after
us.
that one. But,
Everyone's going to turn on me for recommending this movie.
Great.
It's one of the more depressing ones.
No, I
but
don't
also
need that.
one of the better ones too.
It's very
It's a good movie.
It's a twist that gets me every time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Someday.
I'm not going to investigate that anymore.
No, don't think about it.
Do we have anything more to talk about for this movie?
My last note is I believe it's the guy who was having sex on the pool table, fighting off Billy. Finally gives him a good old groin kick.
Got to.
Yes, gotta.
Out of all the people that are fighting with him, finally the guy's like, oh, wait, he's a dude. I can just kick him in the balls.
Yep, and it works.
And it does.
Yeah, got his jingle balls really good.
Oh, Ken, that was good.
All right, well, I think it might be time for some trivia. So it's time for.
Hey, did you know that?
That's right. This is the part of the show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head and see who knows the most about what we watched. Karissa, CJ, are you two ready?
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right. I will take your ho-ho-hos as an affirmation that you are ready, and we will begin. First question is multiple choice.
Yes.
What was this film's original title? Was it A, Better Watch Out? Was it B, Sleigh Ride? Was it C, Christmas Eve? Oh. Or was it D, The Naughty List?
Oh, D. I'm going with D.
Just need to paint a picture for the listeners that when Ken revealed Christmas Evil, he darted and stared directly
I
at us through
wanted
the
to see
webcam.
that reaction.
It was good.
That was good. I got to go with that one.
Okay. You're both wrong.
No.
It's Sleigh Ride, or was Sleigh Ride.
What? Okay,
Like
that's
sleigh,
really dumb.
Get it?
That's a stretch.
I mean, Silent
Yeah.
Night, Deadly Night is not a great title
No,
either.
it's pretty bad.
No, it's not great.
I thought maybe it was the Naughty List because something that we haven't talked about is that when Billy kills, he accuses people of being naughty and then just says, punish, punish. It's so silly. It's really, really silly.
It's like he's a Dalek in
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Yep.
I was going to
Punish.
go with, are we sure his name's Billy and not the Punisher?
Wow. All right.
Ooh,
That's what this
Yeah.
movie should have been called, The Punisher.
the Punisher. All right, well, not off to a great start for either of you, but next question is also multiple choice, so you have a chance to redeem yourselves. This film was heavily protested. What was the group that organized around protesting this film called? Was it A, Keep Movies Clean? Was it B, Citizens Against Movie Madness? Was it C, Mothers Against Devious Cinema? Or was it D, Keep Christmas Christian?
Okay, I really love Keep Christmas Christian, but I'm going to go with C.
I was also thinking C, because a lot of the times it is specifically mothers protesting stuff.
Sure.
So I'm going to go with that one too.
Oh, man, I'm making too good of alternate choices. No, neither of those are correct. It was B, Citizens Against Movie Madness.
Okay, that's really dumb.
Yeah.
Movie madness.
That's dumb.
Cam.
Cam.
Keep Christmas Christian.
I like Keep Christmas Christian, except that it's really hard to say.
A lot of
Yes, it
plosives.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be easy, and then I attempted it twice, and it was hard both times. Yep.
All right, well,
KCC, yeah, you know me.
let's see if we can get anyone to get some points on the board. Those protesters eventually won. How long after the film was released wide was the film withdrawn
Wow.
Oh, no. Withdrawn from what?
from
Cinemas?
theaters?
From
Yeah.
theaters.
I have no idea.
I'm going to go with 3 weeks.
I'll go with 2 weeks.
CJ is correct. 2 weeks.
Wow.
later.
wow.
That's quick.
Yeah. Apparently, it was outpacing Nightmare on Elm Street when it was in theaters.
Whoa.
But
Really?
Then got pulled.
It's
so.
so not good, though.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street is so much better.
Right. Yeah.
I can't believe this was in theaters.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it was in theaters wide either.
Like,
that is
Yes,
this
that is
needs
crazy
like
to
an
think about.
X rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, despite all of that, this film was successful enough to spawn some sequels. How many sequels did this movie spawn?
1.
That's upsetting to hear. 2.
4.
No.
4.
CJ, I'll give you the point since you were closer.
Are you kidding me?
4 sequels.
Why did I guess 1?
Apparently,
Because
a couple of them are
shouldn't have
gay.
any.
Guess.
Do you know the names of them by any chance? Are they just like part 2 or whatever?
Hold on, let me look them up really quick. Cause I'll be
There is a remake, though, right?
What?
Hey, that's the next question. Hold on
Okay.
1 second.
Okay. Shh.
Shh, that didn't happen. Shh. Listener, shh.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
Clever.
Okay.
Wow.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out.
No.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, Initiation. Or Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker.
Okay, the toy maker is ominous.
Sure.
That one is good.
Yeah.
They're pretty sure the lead actor of that one apparently was a very outspoken person against the original Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Whoa.
And they theorized that the reason that he did this one, because it seemed kind of hypocritical, was that they filmed the entire thing under the title, The Toy Maker, and then slapped on Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 afterwards. After it had nothing
That's
to do.
so funny.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got him.
Got
Got
it.
him. All right. A remake of this film was made in 2012. What was it called? This is multiple choice. Was it A, Silent Night, Deadly Night? B, Silent Night? C, Deadly Night? Or D, Sleigh Ride?
A.
Yeah, I mean, out of all those, I hope would be that one still makes sense, I guess. Be weird to just call it Silent Night or just Deadly Night. Yeah, I gotta go A also.
I don't know. I'm second guessing everything.
Yeah, they called it just Silent Night,
Oh,
Lame.
dumb.
which is why I didn't realize that was a remake. I haven't seen the movie, but I was aware of it, and I didn't realize it was a remake. Apparently, a loose remake, but still
Okay.
a remake.
The only reason I knew that it existed is when we were looking for it yesterday. I found the remake. I was like, oh, I hope they mean the 80s one. And then I was like, of course they mean the 80s one.
Guess so.
No, I will not be watching that.
Yeah. No thanks.
No, thank you.
I don't know. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, I
I'm
kinda watch
curious.
it. Yeah,
I might
you're
watch
gonna
the
watch it.
second one.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna
Joe
watch
Bob does one for the second one, and that might be interesting enough to.
Is it okay? For the second one, is it still Billy? Is it the same?
I don't see how it could be. He was killed at the.
He was killed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he got shot.
It's probably the kid that said was
Oh, at the end.
traumatized at the end. Yeah.
He has a little brother.
That's
Yeah.
true.
What happened
brother?
to that guy? He's still
Yeah.
alive, right?
I think he's still at the orphanage. Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
assume.
What does that boy say in the closing scene before the freeze frame?
Does he say punish?
I think he does. Or he says naughty or something like that. And then it's freeze frame, roll credits.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Very very weird.
Love a good freeze frame.
Yeah. We got 2 in this movie.
Yeah.
So
CJ, how we doing on points?
No one got that one, so I'm still up 2.
I have no points.
Okay. This one's worth 2 points. Let's see.
Always is.
Yes.
All right. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Closest without going over. For those who don't know, this is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. CJ, since you're in the lead, you go first.
43.
Okay.
I was going to say 38.
Oh wow.
CJ, that is the best possible answer without getting it. It's 44%.
Oh, wow. Wow.
With that,
I thought
CJ,
you were going to
you're a
go
winner.
over. Yeah.
Woo!
Wow, I'm shocked that CJ beat me. Just kidding. He beats me every time. I usually get 0 points, and I have proven it once again that I
keeping
can
up with that?
I can
Yeah.
continue to score 0 points even having chosen the movies.
Yeah, even
So-
though I'm always watching it for the
Yep,
first time.
Yep, I've seen it before. I knew this was coming. I could cheat every time.
Yeah.
I really could, and I don't, and then I lose.
I genuinely forget it's a question every time it
Yeah,
comes up.
yes.
I'm like, oh right, the score. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think 44% is higher than I would have expected.
Me too.
I don't really know what to expect. Anywhere below 50, I have no idea.
Yeah. It's tough.
Everything below 50 is just an F.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bad.
Splat.
What
Splat.
do you guys think the audience score is on Rotten Tomatoes?
This I am curious. I have no idea. I wonder if there's some weird following because it is just like a straight slasher.
Yeah,
There's
maybe.
barely any plot. The majority of the movie is just killing.
in the franchise.
Yeah, that's insane. They
I'm
made
gonna- yeah.
5 more of these.
Do you know the answer, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. 39% is the answer.
39. Okay. See, I
Okay,
guess 38 for the critics. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting higher for the audience for some reason because there's a bunch of psychos out there.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's it. So I think it's time for our ratings then.
Ratings.
Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Silent Night, Deadly Night for you?
For me,
Thank you.
this might be the lowest score that I've ever given a movie on
Here
this
we go.
podcast. I genuinely think this is one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I'm gonna have to go with a 3 out of 10.
Wow.
3 out of 10. Hated it. I didn't enjoy it. There were scary parts, but really I was only scared because it was so bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well said.
Yep.
Fair. CJ?
Yeah. I might just be in the hand-holding club because that seems right. This was
Yep.
really bad. Man, the amount of times they flashed back to the brutal parents being killed scene
Yes.
was far too many. Especially, even if you're going to say like, oh, it's to explain that he is also has PTSD and is flashing back, like, fine. But man, they really loved the scene of Santa's hand holding
Yes.
a bloody knife.
Yes.
That was shown probably, I have to assume, no less than 30 times throughout the movie.
Yes.
Too many times. Just an outright awful movie. I think I'll say a 3 as well, but I don't really know why.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bad.
Yeah.
It just feels right.
Straight up bad.
Yep.
I guess it's getting points for certain kill scenes.
Sure. Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
love a good beheading, a decapitation.
That decapitation,
That was
I think,
fun.
yeah, I think that gives it a point.
Yeah.
That's just a full point.
And I think that the deer
The
antlers kill.
Yep.
That's the other point. And then it's getting 1 point because it's technically a movie.
Yep.
So I think there
There
it
it
is.
is.
A 3 out of 10.
There it is. You figured it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That's
Ken.
it.
I'm dying to hear what Ken says.
Wow. I mean, you guys are rating it so low. I think you guys are missing nothing. I was just checking what I put on my letterbox for this, and I gave it a 3. So, yeah, 3.
Out of 5 on Letterboxd, Ken?
No, sorry, 1.5 on a letterbox, but yeah,
Okay,
it equates to
excellent.
3. here.
Excellent. Yeah, I actually,
so-
after we had watched this yesterday, I went on my Letterboxd to give it a new rating. And the first time I watched this, I gave it a 3 out of 5. And
Whoa.
I don't know what I was thinking. So this time I gave it a 1.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Although 1 doesn't seem quite fair because, as we've discussed, it is technically a movie and there are at least 2 good kill scenes.
Right.
But it is certainly not above a 50% for me.
No. Yeah.
I appreciate that it's holiday horror. I do like those,
Yes.
but, there's not a whole lot here besides a couple cool kills.
No, although it
Yeah.
did remind me of how scary Santa is. So that's something.
Yeah. It's I guess, an interesting idea that, like, you're taking this kid's trauma and turning him into a killer because of that.
Yeah, and if we dig in, which I haven't done, his psyche, he really has, like, he's drawn a line in the sand. He stands for something, and he's just really acting out his purpose in life, which is to punish naughty boys and girls.
Punishment is necessary.
Punishment is
good.
necessary.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty much
something.
it.
That's
Yeah.
something, I guess.
That's something, I guess.
One of the alternate titles that I mentioned during trivia is Better Watch Out, which is an actual good holiday horror movie.
okay.
So if anyone's looking for something that has probably one of the best kills, they call it home aloneing someone. If that's enough to tease
Sure.
you what that might be, check that one out. That's a good movie. Better watch out.
I'll have to watch that one. I've never seen
intrigued.
that either. I'm realizing I've never seen any holiday themed like horror movies, really.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Or Christmas themed, I guess, except for this one.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
holiday horror theme movie,
We're just kicking off the war on Christmas. So next week we're going to be watching Krampus.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Never seen it. All I know it stars Adam Scott, and that's it.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Whoa! How have I
Yeah.
never seen this?
It stars a couple comedians. Actually, mostly comedians.
Wow.
Strange.
That's why I'm intrigued.
It's
I will be
it's
watching
a strange mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned next week for that. And then the week after that, we can even tease that right now. Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Yeah. That one I'm really excited about.
Yeah. After that, we're going to be watching the brand new movie Violent Night, starring David Harbour. Harbour? I don't know how to
Harbour,
pronounce his
I think.
name.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one actually, like, I didn't realize I was watching a trailer for it. I think it was like an ad or something, and I quickly had to like turn it off once I realized like, oh, this is the movie we're watching. But even the like 10 to 20 seconds I saw, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a fun one.
Ooh.
And I
Yeah,
I
very
think the
excited for
genre on IMDb or whatever is like action comedy. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah. And I also love David Harbour.
Nice.
Yeah.
How would I know
gonna make a great Santa.
David Harbour?
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
cop.
I don't. The cop.
Hopper.
The cop that got really hunky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of hunks,
Speaking of hunks, that guy.
Yeah.
Woo.
he also just a blanket recommend of any podcast guest appearance of his.
Really?
He's great.
Oh, really?
Good
He
to
has
know.
some interesting stories.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that. Always looking
Well,
for.
we'll have some
new
interesting stories
pods.
of our time at the theater because we're going to be watching it together with our guest, Cameron, for that one.
Cameron.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah. We're
And
going to
then
make
we'll
a
be
whole
having-
day of it.
We'll be having Chris's husband on next week.
Oh my god,
Eric
that just sounded
for-
so weird.
Yeah. Husband
Your
Eric
hubby.
next week.
Hubby.
For
Husband Eric.
Krampus,
Husband
so
Eric.
stay
Yeah,
tuned
that's
for
his
that.
new name.
Well, Karissa, thank you for joining us. Do you have any thing you want to plug at the end here? Any words of wisdom?
Wow. Words of wisdom. Naughty
Don't watch
boys
this
and
movie.
girls deserve to be punished. Punishment is good and necessary.
bad.
Sex is bad. We all know.
Yes.
No, but
Sex
I
negative
actually will
podcast
plug
right here.
something. Yes, exactly. We're very
Gross.
sex negative around here. No, I will plug something. So, for longtime listeners, you'll know that in the past, a friend of the podcast, Justin Peters, and I have collaborated with some yoga classes where he live scores those classes. And we are going to start having those classes again. So
Hell
we
yeah.
are
Nice.
we are presently working on getting some branding stuff put together. We're actually really going to try to do this damn thing. So stay tuned. We're going to have a soft launch soon. But you can, of course, follow me on Instagram, where my new handle is @RiskConW.
The words double, the words you.
And I will be promoting
Nice.
those classes there. And I'm sure Justin will be too. But I won't.
Yeah.
I won't share his handle because I don't know it and because I want his consent.
It'll be in the credits, so
It'll
all
be in
good.
the credits. Yeah, but no, I'm happy to be collaborating again. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
He's a good collaborating partner, and
The
looking forward to
very,
it.
very few times I have done yoga, it is because of you, and I enjoy it. Justin's great
He
at
is.
scoring stuff.
I still
he
have yet
makes
to do
the
it, but
perfect
I
mood.
definitely want to do one of these new ones. So
Yeah.
I will
Amazing.
definitely make one.
Awesome.
Cool.
Pumped.
Well, CJ, what do we have to plug?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com like Charlene did the other episode. Man, I really hope she got into her Facebook
Charlene,
account.
yeah.
I'm worried about her.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Call or text us at USACat1591 or to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can type in the word Karissa and find all of her previous episodes.
Woo.
There's a lot of them.
There are. I have
there's a
lost
lot.
count.
Yeah.
I've lost count. I recently, when I was home for the holidays, or actually, I was home for the wedding. My dad asked me. He said, "So, are you like a regular on a podcast now?"
Confirmed.
And I was like, "I sure as hell
That's right.
am." Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're probably one of our most frequent guests, right?
I bet that Eric
at
is
this
the,
point
as
or yeah, I bet Eric is the only person who's been on more than me.
I don't know.
Really?
Riley has a lot too.
That's
Riley
true.
started
Yep.
out really strong.
Yep.
Come to mind, I think it's Riley, Cameron, and maybe Steve, just because there's 10 goddamn movies.
Oh, guys.
Steve too. Yeah.
Guys, I will just say this on the pod. That most recent Fast and Furious episode had me on the floor rolling.
Thanks.
I was about to go on a run, and I had to turn it off and not play it while I was outside the house because everyone would think I was a lunatic because I would be laughing out loud so much. So I just want to, a short, earnest moment from Karissa. Excellent work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are always fun. Love Steve.
Oh, no, they're here. Uh-oh. Wow, they're very quiet today. Okay. So they just snuck in, but they're jumping around because I think they like this war on Christmas idea. So
this what?
The war on Christmas. That got that. Okay. So they're miming something. Oh, they really like this movie especially.
No.
That makes sense to
They're
me.
holding up 10 fingers. I think they want to give it 10 out of 10.
No.
So I guess it's canon now that this is their favorite movie.
Oh, God.
That makes sense to me,
yeah.
actually.
Update the wiki.
Yep.
I guess so. Anyway, they're here also to remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate and review. Reviews would help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money on advertising. So if you like the show, please go on. Nope, I already did that part. Tell a friend and spread the word. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
You said Apple Music the first time, or Apple Podcast the first time, and then you still said iTunes the second time.
Yep, I was going to do it. And I was like, fuck, no.
I was so proud of you. You nailed it the first time.
I could have just kept going in circles over and over. It just never would have ended.
This is loop.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're gone. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank God.
And as we always say,
Punishment is necessary. Punishment is good.
Punish.
bye.
Bye.
Ho, ho, ho! This spooky holiday episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Karissa. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.